Will HYBE's latest statement about Jungkook and Jimin really change the way we view the unexpected bond between the two BTS members, and are you ready to face the reality that might make your heart melt? Don't miss it. Write your opinion in the comments, like if you're curious, and subscribe so you don't miss the next surprising update. It is common knowledge among the ARMY that the relationship between BTS members often causes heated speculation, sincere prayers, and tears of emotion from fans. But recently, news of fans' cries coloring the virtual universe and a shocking sentence on HYBE's part involving Jungkook and Jimin began to surface with unprecedented intensity. Is this really an official statement, or is it just a rumor that was deliberately released to test the public's reaction? Or is there a hidden surprise that has not yet been fully revealed? With each passing second, the ARMY wonders, does the bond between Jungkook and Jimin hold a deeper secret, one that management has only recently revealed? Will HYBE's statement confirm a sense of family, or even provoke controversy? This article will take you through every layer of emotion, speculation, psychological analysis of fandom, and the potential implications for the future of the two idols beloved by millions, without relying on web resources, but rather based on a deep understanding of fandom dynamics, BTS's history, and the way management companies interact with global fans. Have a tissue ready if you need to, because we are going to trace a story full of emotion and surprise. Imagine opening your phone early in the morning, scrolling through your social media feeds, and suddenly seeing a headline featuring a phrase from HYBE that implies something unimaginable. Jungkook and Jimin, more than just groupmates. The simple or perhaps rather ambiguous sentence immediately sparked speculation. What does more than just groupmates mean? Does it point to a bond of brotherhood that has always been strong and familiar, or hints at a special collaboration, a new project, or even a category of emotional ties that have been hidden behind the stage? Fans are eagerly looking for clues. Old posts, backstage videos, reactions at concerts, comments on VLive, to pieces of old interviews that are suddenly reworked in search of hidden meanings. Each cut of the clip becomes a means of in-depth analysis. Even just a shared smile in the backstage is analyzed like a complicated puzzle. Emotions exploded. Some smiled, some were moved to tears, some were wary and questioned the excessive interpretation. But before we dive into the emotional intricacies of the ARMY, it's important to understand how the communication principles of entertainment corporations like HYBE usually work. The management of big artists like HYBE usually takes care of the image very carefully. Any statement, at least officially, is considered mature. Even a small word can have a huge impact on public opinion. So, how could a shocking sentence like this be said? Is this an engagement strategy, or is it a communication error that is causing an uproar? On the other hand, this could be part of a sneaky promotional campaign, which spreads cryptic clues to arouse curiosity, provoke interaction, and spark intense discussions on social media in order to keep BTS relevant and discussed. Meanwhile, among fans, a deep sense of love and support encourages every ARMY to look for positive meanings, hoping for a surprise collaboration, a special solo project, or an important announcement involving Jungkook and Jimin. Have you checked the Twitter feed this morning? Or maybe open TikTok and see a reaction video of ARMY crying hard commenting, "It's not just Jungkook and Jimin, but..." All pieces of the viral video show fans silently moved, some hugging their favorite photos, some writing love poems for two idols. A mixed feeling arises, happy, curious, even anxious about baseless rumors. But how far can we trust? Social media is indeed like a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it conjures up a spirit of solidarity. On the other hand, it channels wild rumors that are easily spread without official clarification. Then therein lies the initial sensation. What exactly does HYBE say? It's a question that hangs in the air. To answer that, or at least explore the possibility, we need to look at the history of HYBE's previous statements regarding BTS, especially Jungkook and Jimin. Over the years, many management statements emphasized the members' fraternal closeness, mutual support in going on tour, hard work behind the stage, to the record of their collaboration in music production. But rarely, or perhaps never, is there an explicit statement that highlights the specific personal relationship between two members in a way that seems to open a new veil. Has HYBE emphasized the theme of family in particular? Yes, often, but more of a general nature. All BTS members support each other. That's their strength. Similar words have been said in press conferences or official posts, but they have never been directly linked to a member's spouse. So the assumption, if there is now a shocking sentence that alludes to Jungkook and Jimin in particular, this is something HYBE has never explained in detail. But where did these rumors come from? Maybe from a leaked internal statement, or maybe an overinterpretation of a brief moment in an interview that fans recorded and then re-shared. As the rumors spread, fans began to cry, as if the sentence opened a new chapter in BTS's story. The tears that are shed can be a form of feeling moved, the feeling that the relationship between members is so deep, more than is possible to describe so far. Or it could be a cry of hope, hoping for a special project that brings together two beloved idols in a format that has never been tried. For example, Jungkook and Jimin's special duo album, a documentary highlighting their friendship journey, or even a small world tour featuring just the two. The term, making it melt, is often used by the ARMY to describe moments of sweetness, intimacy on stage, or interaction behind the scenes that feel very genuine. Now, the word melt comes to mind again in the minds of many fans when the phrase from HYBE is perceived as a promise of such a moment. However, remember that in the entertainment industry, a secret teaser strategy is often used to raise anticipation. Vague statements can spark global discussion, social media engagement, trending topics across multiple platforms, and ultimately increase an artist's visibility. If indeed HYBE deliberately took off ambiguous sentences, this could be a subtle marketing trick. However, if the statement is really meant to pave the way for Jungkook and Jimin's special collaboration announcement, then the impact is enormous. Millions of fans will welcome with enthusiasm, preparing financial support through album pre-orders, special merchandise, concert tickets, etc. On the other hand, such high expectations also bring pressure. If expectations are too high and reality does not match, disappointment can spread quickly. Thus, management must carefully balance between creating sensation and keeping expectations realistic. Why do fans cry? Is this simply a typical dramatic reaction of fandom? Or is there a deeper emotional element? BTS fans are known for their incredible dedication, considering the group's members to be an important part of their lives, a source of inspiration, a friend in loneliness, an antidote to stress, and a symbol of hope. When it signals that the relationship between the members, especially Jungkook and Jimin, is more intense or will be woven into the new work, fans feel involved in the deep story. The feeling of being together and supporting each other feels more real. Haru's tears were not only because of the expectation of a new work, but also because she felt a genuine closeness, as if seeing a real form of true friendship in a world that is often full of falsehoods. For many armies, it's not just entertainment, it's part of identity, community, even the spirit of life. But we also need to understand the risk of illusion. When expectations are too high, what looks sweet can fade if reality is different. What if HYBE's statement turned out to be about simple things, for example, simply expressing admiration for Seoul thanks to the stage chemistry between Jungkook and Jimin, without concrete plans for a special collaboration? Or it could be just a comment on how complementary their vocal and dance styles are, with no indication of future projects. If the ARMY interprets it as a guarantee of a special project, disappointment can hit if there is no appropriate follow-up. Therefore, the ability to read the context of corporate communication is important. Understand the tone, context, timing, and the way management usually formulates official statements. However, in the age of social media, many find it enough with snippets or pieces of video to infer great meaning. In fact, often the full statement requires a broad context, situational background, full interview, schedule pressures, marketing strategy, and internal management considerations. Is it possible that HYBE made a secret statement behind the scenes and then the leak circulated? Leaks in the entertainment industry are nothing new. There have been leaks of song lyrics, leaks of album concepts, to leaks of artist comments and unedited interviews. When a leaked statement related to Jungkook and Jimin appeared, fans immediately speculated. Did HYBE really allow this to be leaked to gauge the reaction of fans before working on the project? Or is it that this leak is accidental, emerging from internal staff who are too eager to reveal? How does this affect HYBE's reputation? If the leak undermines the official strategy, management may need to conduct damage control with a clarifying statement that can calm fans. However, Even excessive clarification can create the impression that they dampen enthusiasm when fans want certainty. So, in any scenario, HYBE's decision to make an official statement or let it evolve could affect global sentiment. The question again: is there any real indication that Jungkook and Jimin themselves were involved in monitoring or approving this statement? BTS members are known to have active creative roles in their music and content. Jungkook, for example, is involved in the production of songs, often sharing creative ideas as well as showing concern for the quality of the work. Jimin, with his vocal and dance skills, also contributed in designing the performance. If both feel comfortable talking about their relationship, perhaps HYBE facilitates an internal interview in which they talk openly about their admiration for each other. However, when management suddenly releases a shocking statement without a member's consent or initiative, it can raise ethical questions. Is the artist's privacy being safeguarded? Do they feel pressure to meet the increasingly intense expectations of fans? And how did fans react knowing it wasn't coming from them in person? Turning to the side of the fans, let's imagine the variety of reactions that arise. On the one hand, the young army watching the reaction video may feel euphoria. Haru's tears were captured on camera, flooding the timeline. Jungkook said Jimin was the inspiration of his life, or Jimin said Jungkook is part and parcel of his career. This kind of thing goes viral. However, without knowing the original context, whether it's a spontaneous phrase in backstage, a statement in a solo interview, or just a joke taken seriously, fans tend to give it a deep dramatic meaning. On the discussion forums, thread after thread pops up. Does this signal a duet album? Could it be a special documentary? Can they release a collaboration single as a gift to ARMY? Every comment is full of enthusiasm, hope, sometimes anxiety if there is a statement like, "We can't confirm anything right now." Some fans were skeptical. Be careful. Maybe this is just clickbait for engagement. But the majority still hope for the best. In a global fandom environment, reactions vary by culture. The ARMY in Korea may exhibit different behavior than in South America, Southeast Asia, Europe, or the Middle East. Some held a fan project in the form of a digital banner featuring a photo of Jungkook and Jimin side by side with the words, "For every moment together, we are ready to support you." Others are collecting donations for charity on behalf of the duo, as a form of celebrating their bond. Even special hashtags appeared on various platforms. Hashtag JKJM Forever, hashtag Melabersama, or hashtag HYBE reveals Yek. Many shared fan art, fanfic, and video editing that shows the sweet moments between the two, then put melancholy background music to trigger emotions. This illustrates the depth of fans' sense of inter-member dynamics. Behind all this, however, comes the concern: are these expectations healthy? What if the duo felt burdened by constant rumors? How far does fandom need to go to respect an artist's personal space? Tensions arose as rumors grew. Some fan-made media outlets published speculations as if they had been confirmed, even if they were based on short pieces of video. This made the conversation even more heated, with the title of the fan site article smelling of drama, HYBE. We've never seen chemistry like this before. Or fans burst into tears as HYBE reveals unexpected facts about Jungkook and Jimin. But here comes the importance of a critical attitude, understanding that fan sites are not official media, and that the statement, "we never saw," may be merely an interpretation or a free translation. As readers, we need to ask, are those sources trustworthy? Is the video evidence complete? Did management release an official interview clip? Otherwise, we need to wait for clarification. However, curiosity made many fans reluctant to wait, choosing to spread the word immediately to satisfy curiosity. Nor should we ignore the deeply psychological, emotional dimension of fandom. Many ARMY put BTS as emotional support, especially during difficult times. Their songs are often considered friends in times of sadness, motivation to keep the spirit. The bond between the members, including Jungkook and Jimin's closeness, often reflects the value of true friendship, solidarity, and mutual care. When the issue arose that their closeness turned out to be more than we ever thought, somehow explicit, fans responded with tears because they felt personally connected, as if their lives were enriched by the story of friendship. This feeling is not just superficial, it permeates the psychological aspect, giving a sense of global togetherness among millions of people who talk about the same thing. However, this kind of news can also generate feelings of anxiety. If this closeness is exaggerated or misinterpreted, will it limit the artist's personal freedom? Many times fans don't realize that artists also need privacy, space to grow without the intense spotlight of every interaction. This is where the dilemma lies. Fans have the right to celebrate and express affection,